The written word.
This is Unit 7, page 58, Literature. On this unit we are going to learn more about Charles Dickens. Do you know anything about him? Charles Dickens was a British novelist. He is one of the most important and influential writers من كتاب المؤثرين of the 19th century. Can you name any of his books? We have Great Expectations, we have Oliver Twist, A Tale of Two Cities, and much more. This is page 85, Unit 7, Literature. Now let's go to the yellow box. Here we have some meanings. The first word is author. Author means مؤلف لكتاب, someone who has written a book. Author means someone who has written a book. مؤلف لكتاب. Clerk is someone who keep records or accounts in an office. Secretary. Clerk means secretary. Journalist is someone who writes news report for newspaper. صحفي. Journalist means صحفي. Lawyer means someone whose job is to advise people about law. Law اللي هو القانون, و lawyer اللي هو محامي. Narrator is the person who tells a story. راوي اللي حكايات. Narrator means راوي. Novelist is someone who writes novels. Novels اللي هي روايات. Novelist means كاتب روائي. Playwright, انتبهي هون انه playwright فيها GHT, كاتب مسرحي. He is someone who writes plays مسرحيات. Playwright كاتب مسرحي. Poet, someone who writes poems. Poet يعني شاعر, و poems means قصائد. This is an article about Charles Dickens. The first paragraph talks about his birth. Charles Dickens was born on 1812 in England. So he is an English writer. Okay, he is an English writer. I'm going to explain this paragraph using some questions. The first paragraph, describe him as a child. Describe Charles Dickens as a child. Now, Charles Dickens was a quiet boy. This is the first description. He loved reading, and he always preferred reading to playing. So, we have three descriptions, 3 مواصفات for Charles Dickens. The first one is he was a quiet boy, ولد هادئ. He loved reading, and he always preferred reading to playing with other children. كان دائما يفضل القراءة على اللعب مع باقي الأطفال. Let's move to the third paragraph. Why did Dickens have to stop going to school at the age of 12? Why did Dickens have to stop going to school at the age of 12? The answer of this question are 2 reasons. The first reason, his father had financial problems. واجهت أبوه مشاكل مالية. The second reason, he had to work at a factory. اضطر إنه يشتغل في مصنع. That's why he had to stop going to school. اضطر إنه يبطل عن المدرسة بعمر 12 سنة. I have another question for this paragraph. What influenced his writings? إيش أكتر إشي أثر على كتاباته خاصة في كتابة روايات مثل Great Expectations و David Copperfield? What influenced his writing? أكتر إشي أثر على كتاباته is the loneliness he felt there was an important influence on his writing. The loneliness اللي هي الوحدة اللي شعر فيها هي أكتر إشي أثرت على كتابته خاصة في كتابة The Great Expectations وديفيد كوبرفيلد. What was the second job for Dickens؟ حكينا إنه the first job was in a factory، كان في مصنع. And the second job for Dickens, he started working as a clerk. Clerk يعني محاسب in a lawyer's office، في مكتب محامي. Okay, this is the second job for Dickens. The first one is in a factory, and the second job, he started working as a clerk in a lawyer's office. What was his first successful published works؟ إيش كانت أول أعماله الناجحة المنشورة؟ Now, Charles Dickens' first successful published work was short pieces called The Pickwick Papers. The Pickwick Papers. هذا أول عمل ناجح لإله وكان منشور. The Pickwick Papers. What were the interests of Charles Dickens؟ شو كانت اهتماماته لتشارلز ديكنز؟ He has 3 interests. The first one, traveling. The second interest is writing novels. And the third interest is giving talks about the cruelty of slavery. Giving talks يعني كان يحب يلقي كمان محاضرات about cruelty of slavery اللي هي قسوة العبودية. Slavery means العبودية. The final question for this paragraph: what do the novels Oliver Twist and Dombey and Son highlight? Highlight means يلقي الضوء or draw attention for. في عندي أنا هدول الروايتين على إيش كانوا يلقوا الضوء. هدول الروايتين اللي هم Oliver Twist و Dombey the Son. Dombey and Son. Novels such as Oliver Twist and Dombey and Son highlighted means draw attention. The cruel treatment of people. The cruel treatment اللي هي المعاملة القاسية of people, especially children. This is the first highlight. The second highlight, child labor in the 19th century. labor معناها عمل الأطفال في القرن اللي هو 19th century. Okay, this is the highlight that Oliver Twist and Dombey and Son draw attention for. He died at the age of 58